Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of the Cinematic Analysis. We still don't have a nickname for it yet because we're still new, so we'll come up with one as we go along. But today we're going to be talking about a movie that me and Maddie have been wanting to talk about for a while. We postponed it for a week because I know Maddie really wanted to talk about this movie.
And I was ill.
Yeah.
Not with COVID, but I was ill.
Yeah. So you're welcome, Maddie. But yeah, we're talking about Birds of Prey. Oh, I'm so excited to talk about this. But yeah, you guys know who I am. I'm Julian, the uninteresting one. So let's go ahead and introduce everyone else that's on here. First and foremost, my co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest Harley Quinn fan ever, the biggest Birds of Prey fan ever, pretty much the biggest superhero fan that I know. Ladies and gentlemen, the person that has more CDs than anyone I know for sure. Just showed us.
This isn't the Modcast, all right? That's saved for that.
I mean, yeah, like I'm the talk. Seriously.
Listen, I also have a wall full of
Listen.
bottles.
Hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's Maddie.
What up? It's me.
Bill
I don't know what's happening, but I'm exhausted. I'm super fucking excited to review this. I literally have like 4 pages of notes. Because I pay attention to detail and I have seen this movie thousands and thousands of fucking times. I own every single Funko Pop for this movie, which will help us figure out what scene is what based off of the Funko Pop and her outfits, which I find very helpful. It's probably one of my favorite fucking movies, like, of all time. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm really excited. Give the floor to Jason.
Yes. That was the most awkward intro.
Hi.
All right.
Hi, I'm just here existing. This is actually the first cinematic analysis of the new year, actually.
Oh, that's right. It would have been last week, but it's this week.
But again, this is recently postponed because pretty much a lot of people weren't doing well last week, so including Maddie.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
So yeah, pretty much today seems like a better Tuesday for everybody.
It's like a brand new Tuesday.
So yeah, we're talking about Birds of Prey, and yeah, hi, Jaden, come on in.
What's up?
The ceiling.
Silhouettes on the ceiling.
We're just being a bunch of weirdos today.
I couldn't help. I had to do knuckle puck. Seriously.
It's Pook. You've never seen that video?
I have seen that video. I just forgot about it.
I can't pronounce that band name the same way ever.
Yeah, no one can. Well, great. Now that you said it, I'm probably going to pronounce it that way. Speaking of which, they're coming here, and I am planning on seeing them, but I don't really want to.
I don't blame you.
I'm joking. I love Knuckle Puck. They're cool with me. Yeah. Silhouettes on the ceiling.
I'm about to go crawl on the ceiling. BRB, I'm possessed.
What the body's. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Birds of Prey. So yeah.
Tell me that having a man
Huh?
Did we have a guest here?
Nope, ignore that.
Ignore that. No, we can't ignore that
We
now.
can't ignore it now. We need to know everything about it.
Yes. Well, anyway, guys, you guys pretty much know how this whole show works. Basically, we start off. I say the plot of the film, basically just what we're going to talk about, and then we start from the very beginnings, go scene by scene. Maddie's going to go through each part, and if we want to say something, we'll all raise our hands, like fucking high school, middle school shit.
Maze, bathroom.
No. Get out.
All right, welcome back. Yeah.
I don't know. Can you?
Well, may I go to the bathroom? I don't know. May you? All right.
No, you may not.
Anyway, I say the fucking plot of the movie. Maddie goes through scene by scene. If we all want to give our own opinions on certain things, we raise our hand and give our own thoughts about it, talk about it, and then at the end, we basically just give our overall thoughts on it, give our ratings for it, and we'll say, would we recommend this to anyone? So yeah, that's basically how this whole thing works. So Bill Murtooth, take it away.
Oh my god. Okay. I wasn't expecting to be referred to as that.
Yeah. Go follow her on Twitch.
You know, you literally just said what we have to do, and you didn't even do what you were supposed to do. You didn't read the plot. Amazon is a mess.
What is going on today?
It's too
What the fuck is going on?
We're just a bunch of brain dead fucks.
Please help me.
I'm dead as fuck. All right, anyway, let's. Oh my god. None of our audience knows about that.
I don't think a lot of people in this call know about it.
Yeah. Hi, Kevin. Anyway.
Go follow him, Core Progression Podcast.
Yeah. You know what? Let's not talk about this. Let's talk about the Core Progression Podcast.
Screw Birds of Prey. All about Kevin.
Yeah. Oh, the Kevin cast. Well,
No!
Okay, what's going on with us today?
Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Where is Kevin's Appendix podcast.
Okay, how long have we been recording for?
Like jazz? Anyway, we were recording for 7 minutes.
Damn.
We didn't mention nothing about the movie.
Yeah.
Literally.
My mind is dead. All right, I'm dead. All right, here we go. Here's the fucking plot of the movie. Fuck this shit. Anyway, no one's watching this shit. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Birds of Prey. Sorry. Here's the plot of the movie Birds of Prey, if I can say it. All right, here we go. It's open season on Harley Quinn when her explosive breakup with the Joker puts a big fat target on her back. Unprotected and on the run, Quinn faces the wrath of narcissistic crime boss Black Mask. His right-hand man, Victor Zazas, and other thugs in the city. But things soon even out for Harley when she becomes unexpected allies with 3 deadly women: Huntress, Black Canary, and Renee Montoya. So that's basically the whole plot of the movie. So yeah, well, I guess we go ahead and get started with the beginning. So Maddie, take it away.
Okay, so we start off the movie with Harley being the narrator, naturally. What else would you fucking expect?
Naturally.
And she, ignoring you, and she kind of talks about her early life, kind of before she met the Joker. And she wasn't as crazy. She was crazy, but she wasn't as crazy as before she met the Joker. Jaden.
I mean, you pretty much explain her origin story in a way. She was a psychiatrist, surprisingly, in how she met the Joker.
That's true.
That's what I was getting to. Yeah, she was a psychiatrist. She did deal with a lot of issues with men in her life before, like with her father, and then having to go to another I can't remember the actual name of the place, but just with a bunch of nuns and whatnot. And she even had issues there, had issues with relationships, blah blah blah. And then we see Harley getting literally dumped on the steps of where her and the Joker were living, and they break up. And then you see Harley going through a manic phase where she cuts her hair and she gets a new pet and eating a bunch of food and blah 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 blah, and everything like that. And then we kind of see her interactions with people and how she's kind of going on her own. So now we're going to go to some of the things that noticed and whatnot. So our notes. So one of the things that I definitely noticed was the outfits.
Yes.
And how very Harley Quinn they are. And I loved that. and she just takes shit from absolutely no one. That has always been Harley Quinn, and I love that for her. I won't say my next part because it kind of goes into the next scene. So, Jaden.
I remember when she got the pet, the person who sold her to her, she fed him to the pet.
Yep, to Bruce.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone has any jump-ins before we head into the next setting.
I got something to definitely say. This whole movie is a lot more gory than the Suicide Squad movie. You can obviously tell like the gore is there, and you saw that in like the beginning film when Harley literally fed the fucking owner of her pet to the actual pet. There's Harley right there.
I have my Harleys as well, but we're not at those scenes yet.
Yeah. I have more Jokers than Harleys.
Yeah, I don't have Joker. I got rid of it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna set her on my Corey Taylor book.
Oh,
That's a good book, by the way.
It's a great book, great read.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, a book cast. Anyway.
No.
Yeah, that's
Book
fine.
club.
None of us read.
Speak for your fucking
imagine
self.
reading books.
Imagine
The Shining.
I'm joking. Me, Maddie is the only real like novelist here.
I just like Stephen King.
Same. Anyway, where the fuck were we?
Talking about
Oh, yeah.
for a certain club.
Oh yeah, like you definitely get a lot more gore. Like this movie is rated R, and which is great, which is really cool that we're getting this more darker side of Harley Quinn because that's how she always has been. And so, yeah, like that would become a thing in like the future DC movies. Like, shit. Suicide Squad was rated R. You know, the Joker was rated R, and the Batman coming out soon is also rated R. So apparently, this is supposed to be super dark, which I cannot wait to see. But yeah, like the gore is like, insane in this movie. So yeah. Anyone got anything else to say before we move on?
I like superheroes.
I don't want to say.
Okay, can
I don't want to say nothing too far ahead.
She is not a superhero. She is an anti-hero.
She's like dead. She's the Deadpool of the DC world, bitch.
I just need to preface this because I feel like superhero is gonna keep coming up a lot, so I want to say it before it does.
That's okay, Harley.
So this next one, I am super excited. This was the one I was most excited to write in my notes. So then we get into a club, and we see Harley kind of interacting with her roller derby group, and then you see a man turn around. And I wanna point out my first reaction when I saw this movie. This is not my first time seeing this movie. So I knew that I was already gonna see this movie. So as soon as it was announced, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna see it. So I didn't watch any trailers. So I had no idea of like who was casted and whatnot. So a man turns around and I screamed, "Oh my god, that's fucking Ewan McGregor."
Yes.
Holy shit. And I flipped. I grew up with Star Wars, and I know a lot of people in here probably did as well. So that's how I got into Ewan McGregor's work and have loved his work ever since. So seeing him in a DC movie was great, and I feel like he has the potential to also be in a Marvel film, and I want that so badly for him. It would be amazing.
Who would he be? What would he be, a hero or villain?
It doesn't matter to me. He'd be great either way.
Him as Dr. Doom?
He's shown that he can do both.
Yeah.
So I think that would be really great for him to also be a part of the Marvel movies as well, whether it's a part of the MCU or outside of the MCU, but still Marvel. So then we also see Harley kind of interacting with a random guy who's calling her names and whatnot after she spills a drink on him and his guest. And she actually brings out the smarter side of her, which is what I loved, is that this movie was basically to show people that she's more than just a side a sidekick, I guess. And that she's actually a lot smarter than people think that she is and give her credit for. Like, she even says in the fucking scene, I have a PhD, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, she is a lot smarter than people think that she is.
Yeah. Like seriously,
she,
you have to be smart in order to do the crazy shit Harley does.
Like, she may be crazy and chaotic, but she's, like, very, very intelligent, and she knows that. So before I get into the next scene, because it is kind of going into a big part and introduces other characters, if anybody wants to add anything, this is the part of the club scene. Jaden.
Oh.
I remember like she did a couple people wrong and she really wanted this egg sandwich. And
That's after. We're not there yet.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and say something real quick. Ewan McGregor, like what else can I even say? It's just Ewan McGregor. That's pretty much all I can say. It's just that guy.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo-hoo-hoo.
You keep saying that in the movie.
Yeah. Hey Marvel, cast him as Captain Britain, please.
You know he's not British, right?
I don't care.
He's Scottish. There's a difference.
I still think he could play. I think he could pull it off. I mean, we can do multiple. But anyway, yeah, Ewan McGregor, like, he plays a huge part in this movie, like, especially the characters coming up. So, like, this is like our first taste of like what this guy is capable of, and like you said, like, people think Harley is just this psychotic maniac that doesn't know what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing. Like, it takes a lot of thinking to do the things that she does. And, like, that's always been a thing with, like, the comics. Like, especially if you read those, like, early comics of Harley Quinn, yeah, like, Joker pretty much taught her everything she knows, because, like, Joker was also a very smart guy as well. I mean, not Jared Leto's Joker. Jared Leto's Joker was fucking stupid.
You don't acknowledge his Joker. Not in this house.
Yeah, he doesn't exist. Just like Jared Leto's Oscars. Anyway, hey, I hate Jared Leto, so I don't care.
I feel you.
So yeah, hey, Jared, if you ever see this, this is for you.
Oh.
You better not fuck up Morbius, or I'm gonna be pissed off at you.
Oh, you know what? You know what's funny about Jared Leto? I saw America on vinyl today. I was about to go up to cashier. I'm like, why do you have this?
I'm pretty sure they would have been like, I don't even know what this is.
It was like, I'd be like, I don't blame you. But anyway, like Joker pretty much taught Harley everything that she knows. Like, yeah, even though she got the PhD, you know, she knew a lot of different things. She was a psychiatrist before meeting the Joker, but Joker taught her how to be evil. He taught her how to be a villain, how to be a crime, how to, like, commit crimes and stuff like that. But ever since that breakup, she became that's the anti-hero, basically a Deadpool situation. Like, she's not a hero or a villain. She's in between.
I think even more so, as much as I don't like the original, the 2016 Suicide Squad really showed that she was more of the anti-hero than the villain.
Exactly.
Like, and she was like kind of parting ways with that title.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, you could tell Harley cares.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you definitely see more of that as we get into the movie. So let's go ahead and if anyone else has anything, please say something. But if not, let's go ahead and move on.
What I like about DC movies that they add these cool effects, like to people like Harley when, and I think the scenes well, I think I'll say the beginning scenes they did pretty well with that to get the audience hooked onto what the rest of the movie will feature. So,
okay,
that's what I'll say.
So the next scene, we see Harley, kind of having an interaction, I guess, where she tried to tell people that her and the Joker broke up, but they didn't believe her. And you just see her holding a bunch of like margaritas, and you hear her friends just kind of like talking shit about her, and she like kind of feels bad, which like Julian said, like she cares, like she has feelings. She's not just psychotic like she is.
Exactly.
She also is human.
She has a heart.
Yeah, she has a heart. She has feelings, and she was hurt. You could see that in her face. So after that, she miraculously, I don't know how she threw down. I don't know if anyone else notices. She threw down the drinks, and then suddenly she just has a fucking cocktail in her hand. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Where did you get that? Huh? Was it just in your pocket? So then she is very drunk, mind you. And she came up with a brilliant idea to basically, and this is not really much of a spoiler because it's still in the scene. She publicly updates her relationship status. She gets into a truck and she drives the truck into the Ace Chemicals plant, which is where everything pretty much started for her and the Joker when she fully transitioned into Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And I think that scene's very powerful, and I think it was very much needed for her character, because it seems like they really want to develop her character into other movies instead of her just being a part of the Joker. And she needs to be on her own in order to do that, and I think that was a great scene. And then we meet another character named Renee Montoya. And she's kind of like the cheesy 80s cop, and she kind of got juked from her job because she broke a really great case, and her partner at the time took the credit for it. So she didn't get the promotion that she had worked for. So nobody really takes her seriously, and you kind of get that same feeling for Harley and how that kind of resonates with both of those characters. And it's kind of like a build-up of what's to come in the film. So I really enjoyed that as well. And then we see another character. Yeah, Julian.
First of all, can you guys hear me with this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I wanted to say something about Renee Montoya. Like, a lot of people really didn't know anything about Renee Montoya. Like, she was pretty much a forgotten like Batman villain. Like people forget, like in the comics, like in the old animated shows, she was one of Batman's like biggest villains, especially in like the old 90s animated series. Like, she was in a couple episodes. Like, yeah, like this is basically showing us like, oh yeah, like Renee Montoya is a thing again. like yeah, like again, like her name does not get brought up in like the Batman villains. Like, obviously everyone's like, okay, Joker, Harley, Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler, all these different like characters, but like Renee Montoya was something. Like, yeah, like especially like she was a old, like, very detective like. She is a detective that turned bad because her partner took all the credit for a case that she helped in. And that's what started the whole downward spiral for Renee. But now, like as we all get into it, you'll really see how her character comes to be. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on.
So this next part, when we meet Renee Montoya, we kind of are in a case where a bunch of men are killed, and we kind of see the scene unfold, and you see the killer. And when I first saw the movie, I was like, God damn, Ramona Flowers was not the same after Scott Pilgrim. Jesus, oh my God.
You're not wrong. Jesus Christ. I remember seeing it was like, I'm uncomfortable.
For real. And then I didn't really write about that. I've seen this movie so many times. There's some stuff that I didn't write down, but there is like in my memory. So the next scene that we're at is, I'm gonna pull out the Funko Pop. I'm gonna take her off the stand. Is when she has her sandwich, and she actually has her sandwich. in her hand
Oh.
with the fanny pack, without the shoe, and everything. So
Okay.
get it back on the stand. Okay. So
This is a prop, by the way. It's not a real mic.
So after basically publicly putting out her relationship status and driving into the chemical plant, everyone that couldn't go after Harley because she had the Joker basically ask for protection is going after her because they now know that she's not with the Joker anymore. So Renee is the first one to go after Harley, which she's holding a gun at Harley. Like, you really think Harley is gonna stop because a gun is being pointed at her? Are you kidding me? It's Harley fucking Quinn. Okay.
She probably it has guns like twice as big as the.
She literally owns a hyena. Are you kidding me? Like, what? And then we see I believe it's the brother, of the guy that she fed to Bruce. And then Roman Sionis' driver, which is Ewan McGregor's character, that she broke his legs. And then this is another thing that I love about Harley. She kind of enjoys the little things, and she just gets distracted by them. So as she's running from Renee, she sees a fanny pack, and she's like, "Ooh!" and she just takes it. She's like, "It's mine now. I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna run." And I believe she puts her sandwich in there too. She's running.
Hold on. Wait.
Yeah. So that's all up for that scene. Before I get into the next one, Julian.
You could say Harley loves all the small things. Okay, move on. Maddie hates me now. It's not like she hasn't already. Anyway.
I didn't say that.
Well, with all the stupid jokes we tell, I wouldn't be surprised if he.
All right, that was the last riff. We can move on.
Okay, well, that's, you know what? Just
you're getting muted.
Just for that, you get this. Moving on, Maddie.
If anybody had anything they wanted to add.
Nope.
No.
Jaden, did you have anything you wanted to add? Okay. So we kind of see more of Ewan McGregor, and I love that. And we see him kind of acting different towards, I believe it's, okay. So we kind of see him act different towards another character. I believe it's this scene.
Hey.
No, it's not.
Look what Julian got.
Oh God, Julian has a fanny pack.
You bet your ass I do.
Oh my God. And we also meet another character, and it was mentioned in the plot while Julian was reading it, Victor Zsasz.
Yeah.
Now, I want to make this clear as well. I haven't read a lot of the comics, so some of the characters I know from like hearing about it online or even just playing the video games. So Arkham Asylum was probably one of my favorite Batman games, like, of all time. And I believe that he's in that one. And he's in another one, but it's just his voice.
Arkham City.
Yeah. So
wait. No, it was Arkham. No, it was Arkham Knight. He was part of the DLC expansion pack, along with like Ra's al Ghul, fucking Mad Hatter, and Killer Croc. So.
Yep. So, I think the thing that I wish we had seen more with Victor was more detail, because when you now again, I don't know what he looks like in the comics, so I know what he looks like in the games. He has tally marks on him, like all over his body. And he didn't really have that in the movie. He kind of just had scratches on his face. And they kind of progressed a little bit, but like, I don't know.
That's Victor Zsasz. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So he has like a bunch of marks, like all over his body.
Marks.
So like his arms, his neck, his face, his chest, I'm pretty sure his legs as well. But you don't really see that in the movie, so I'm kind of a little disappointed in that. I wish they had added that detail.
Yeah, that's what Victor Zsasz looked like in Birds of Prey.
Yeah, he didn't really have that many, but the actor was great. I thought he did really well. I do wish as well they added a little more of the crazy effect that he has.
Yes.
Because he's just as insane as Harley. He's very crazy. But like the way that he talks is kind of like chill and like laid back, and it's like that's not all right.
Like,
I guess that's the direction we're going then.
Because like in the animated show, he sounded very psychotic, especially in Arkham Asylum and Arkham Knight. You know, he was very, very like psychotic. Like you could when this man talked, you could tell he was insane.
Yeah. So anyone that's seen Scream 3 is gonna get my reference.
Oh no.
If you remember Gail Weathers and those fucking bangs, that is what her bangs remind me of. But hers are better. Harley's are better. But that I wanted to point out that detail. And then we also see actually I'll wait because it's like the last thing that I wrote, so we'll move on to if anybody has anything they want to add for that scene. Julian.
Yeah, I was gonna definitely say something about Zsasz. Yeah, like that's one of the really big things that really pissed me off about the film is like not only did they like not really give him like he didn't have the look of Victor Zsasz, he didn't have the voice of Victor Zsasz, but you did not get much of his character in this movie whatsoever. I feel like they could have really elevated his character a lot more if they, did a lot more research on Victor Zsasz, because clearly they didn't. Like, yeah, like they said, like, oh yeah, he's a psychopath and whatnot, but like, show us the tally marks on his arms. Like, why is he dressed up? Like, why is he dressed up like he's getting ready to go to the fucking math class?
Yeah, for real.
Some shit. Like
Math class.
He dresses like every fucking hipster guy that just got his fucking macchiato from Starbucks and is ready to start his day. It's just like, that's not Victor Zsasz. Like, where's the fucking prison? Where's the prison pants? Because he always wore prison pants.
Yeah, he literally wore no shirt and the Arkham pants.
Yeah, no shirt, prison pants, bald head. He had hair. He's bald, and he had tally marks on his bald head.
Literally head to toe and fucking tally marks.
Like, and he always like had this evil stare in his eye. Like, that's one of the things that really pissed me off about Victor Zsasz's character in Birds of Prey specifically, is they did not pay attention to anything. I know they're trying to do the whole like, oh, we're doing something different here. That's not Victor Zsasz, though. And this is coming from a big comic guy. Like, yeah, I don't read so many comics, but like, I know the stories. I know everything about, this. Like, I'm the biggest I'm the biggest Batman nerd, like, I think here. But so yeah, I know all about these characters. Like, I think they nailed Harley Quinn with Margot Robbie. Like, 100%, they killed it with her as Harley. But oh shit. But seriously, like, Victor Zsasz, it's such it's an easy character to get down, I think. And they just did not do that whatsoever. It's like, you know what? We want to let's make him look like a fucking hipster, shall we? So I feel like that was such a terrible move on their part. That's one of the big things that pissed me off. And that's pretty much the only thing that pissed me off, really.
I feel like the reason they did that, though, was because they wanted to focus more on the women empowerment, which I'm going to talk about at the end, because it kind of correlates to another movie, but I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
So if anyone else has anything to want to add, Jason or Jaden.
Hold on, let me pull up my notes real quick.
Okay.
I remember a scene where when she did a bunch of people, are we still up to that part?
Yeah, we're on that part now.
I remember watching the scene where she did a lot of people wrong. She really wanted that egg sandwich. She really had a heart attack when it fell on the ground. I thought that part was pretty hilarious. Wait, show that again.
Yes.
She's got her egg sandwich in her hand and her fanny pack.
Oh, that's a sandwich.
Yeah, she's got her sandwich.
Attention to detail, man.
Yup.
Like, that's that's the fun thing about this movie. It's like, yeah, you mix in the like comedy with the drama. Like that's basically what you get with this movie.
That was a pretty funny scene. So I enjoyed the comedy here.
You get the comedy, you get the drama, and you get the gore, which we will get into more.
The comedy is what I enjoy here, so I thought that scene was pretty funny.
I'm gonna put my fanny pack back.
Yeah. Okay, so this is kind of the last scene, basically, as far as before we hit the second half of the film. So unless you wanted to add something before I
no
went on to this last. Okay.
Keep going.
So we then go back to Renee. She goes back to the station, and she's wearing a shirt. I want to get the shirt so bad because I loved it. It just says, "I shaved my balls for this." It was so good. I loved that. And then we finally meet her partner that took her job that she had worked so hard for, and then we see her with her ex. And before we do that, though, we actually meet another character that comes into play. I don't know if anybody noticed this. I definitely noticed this the first time I watched it, and many times after. Her name is Cassandra Cain.
Yes.
And she's a little. We actually do meet her before this. She was at the roller derby watching Harley.
Yeah.
But she's a pickpocketer. She steals from people. Blah 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 blah. And we see her. Yeah, we see her in the station, and she's kind of grabbing at her throat. And you don't really know why at first. But I want you guys to remember that later, because it will be brought up if you don't remember why. But I feel like I liked that they added that little detail. It's just like the little details that they add that really go along with the movies. So yeah, if anybody wants to add anything before I jump into the second half.
Ooh, it's one thing that she did, I think, shakes up the movie, but I don't want to mention it yet.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we can wait till the second half. Okay. So the second half is we kind of see Harley coming in this glorious little outfit. The incognito Harley. Kind of fighting with the police officers trying to get to the kid. But nobody knows why she's trying to get to the kid. And then we kind of go back because, and this is the thing that I had seen online for reviews after I had seen the film, that people didn't like it because it was all over the place. But it was all over the place in a good way. And Harley even fucking says it in the beginning. It's my story and I'll tell it however the fuck I want. She's gonna tell it however she wants. So then we go back to the club and we meet Black Canary. And another thing that I had noticed when reading reviews was that people didn't like Black Canary in the movie because she wasn't comic book accurate. And I personally, I think that she did an incredible fucking job. I think that it was done very well, and it's just elitist being elitist, in my personal opinion. Julian.
People just like to bitch. That's all they really like to do is just like, yeah, okay, yeah. And you know what? I'm saying this like, it shouldn't matter. Like, it was comic book accurate. After I just bitched about Victor Zazas not looking like exactly like Victor Zazas.
Sure, we did.
But it's still like she did an incredible job as Black Canary. We'll get into that more as we go on. But like, Jesus Christ, it's again, like Harley says, it's my fucking story. I'll tell it how I want to fucking tell it.
Exactly. Like, I think the casting choice was great in this film. Absolutely amazing.
Seriously, she did an amazing job.
Fun fact, she was actually on Full House.
Wait, what?
Who?
Full House?
She was on Full House. She was... Okay, do you remember Michelle's friend? The little girl that Michelle was friends with? That's her.
Oh.
No way.
I watched the movie and I was like, wait, why does she look familiar? And then I looked it up and it is. Julian is looking it up as we speak.
Hold on. Wait, what's her actual name?
I know her last name is Smollett. Just look up Birds of Prey cast and then you'll find her.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing her in Roll Bounce. I know who you talking about now.
She's in a lot of shit. She was in Grey's Anatomy as well.
On Full House. Let's see how she looked.
I know. No.
I told you.
Wait, that's Black Canary?
That's Black Canary.
How the fuck did I not know?
Interesting.
Julian, listen. You can't watch movies with me because I'll either be like, oh, they're in that, or they're in Grey's Anatomy. I can't.
Wow.
I can't. It's
You
like,
got
if I see
it,
a face,
dude.
I'm gonna know where it's from.
Got it, dude.
So
Maggot.
I was literally just about to say that.
Rest in peace.
So we kind of see a little taste of Black Canary's powers. She's singing, and we kind of also see that Roman is kind of taking a liking, not like in love with her, but like he has a fascination with her. He even calls her his little bird. So again, I don't think it's like he's in love with her kind of thing. I think it's just I don't know what it was, but it definitely wasn't like a I'm in love with you kind of thing. It's just like a weird fascination with her. But we see her after talking to Harley at the bar, and Harley is plastered. But Harley actually confides in her about her breakup because she has no one else to talk about it with because no one fucking believes her. Again, showing that Harley is still a person and has feelings. And you could see in her face that she's broken up about it because Harley's never been alone. She's always, either been in a relationship or been with the Joker on and off. She's never truly been by herself
All alone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that terrifies her. But again, I feel like this movie is so great at separating her from that character because she is more than just the Joker and more than just anything else in the past. Let me see if I had anything else. Yeah, so the next part, the next time we see Harley and Canary interacting with one another is when Harley is literally about to get in a van, plastered out of her mind. And again, I feel like this is a great thing to be brought up because it is a real life issue, even more now that it still happens and women are talking about it now, and it is a very fucking scary thing to go through.
Yeah.
And Canary basically fucking saved Harley's ass from getting taken advantage of. And then we see above them that Victor and Roman are watching that down below. And then she gets a new gig, and she's no longer the singer. She's now Roman's driver. So that's that part of the scene. So if anybody wants to jump in before I go on to the next one.
I think you pretty much just nailed it right there. Like, that's pretty much all.
You nailed it.
Yeah. Like, Black Canary pretty much saved Harley Quinn's ass. Like, this is basically, that shows, like, we get.
She was like, I remember her being drunk and stuff, and then the dudes would try to take advantage, and the girls just beat up on all of them.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, and exactly. That's basically our first taste of what Black Canary is capable of. And a little-known fact that you guys may not know, not this Black Canary, but Black Canary in general, is in a relationship with Green Arrow.
I did know that. I played the Injustice game.
Yeah,
So
they are.
that.
Yeah, so that's all I gotta say.
But again, yeah, I feel like them really portraying that, especially when it came out, was when everything, like, when women really started to speak up about these issues with men, and that it does still happen, and it's worse than ever, and it's something that needs to continue to be talked about. So I really like that they did that. So then we see Canary going back to her apartment, and this is when she actually meets Cassandra Cain for the first time. And we kind of learn a little bit more about the kid, and she's, sitting on the stairs. Her foster parents are having an argument, and she I just lost it. Yeah, she's sitting there, and she's kind of, in the dumps, whatever. And she's talking to the kid. Julian, what are you doing?
Anyway.
Okay. So she gives her some money to go, treat herself, get some food, and she tells her to stay out of it. And really shows that she cares about the kid, even though she literally doesn't know anything about her. Oh, that should have been for the last scene. So now we're back to the police station scene.
Back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she started beating.
No, not there yet. I'm sorry. I wanted to mention this really quick.
Did you watch the movie?
I did, but my notes are a little wonky. So this part kind of goes back to the police station scene. That's why I said that. So this movie kind of shows a not great relationship with cops. Again, another issue that needs to be talked about. I won't go into too much detail about that because I could literally talk about that forever, and the system is fucked. Anyways, so they use words like piggy and boys in blue. Yeah. I don't know if anybody else picked up on that, but I definitely did, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, no comments.
Yeah, I'm not.
I honestly
go on forever about that.
Can I just say something? What's even there to say, really? What is there to say that hasn't been said already? That's all.
Don't comment on that scene.
Yeah, just
we see Renee meet Canary, and then we kind of learn a little bit that Canary actually has powers because of her mother, and kind of learning more about it. Which I was going to talk about this later, but I feel like it could be brought up now. It's kind of like opening her storyline because we are actually supposed to be getting a Black Canary movie.
Yes.
At some point, and I'm as long as it's the same actress that
is
playing her.
It's
okay,
supposed
good.
To be, yeah.
I at first when watching it, that was kind of my other complaint, was not getting more of a background on her. Because I just feel like she should also have the background. But now knowing that she's getting her own movie is great.
That's awesome.
But yeah,
I think they just started production on it, I believe. I don't know if they're currently working on casting at the moment, but I do know it's supposed to be the original actor. But yeah, that's a Warner thing that I don't know much about yet.
Yeah. So that's basically that scene, and then if anybody wants to add anything about that.
Nope.
Okay. So then we now see Roman and Victor in Roman, literally above the club in Roman's place, and they're talking about a diamond and this, that, and the other, and then Black Canary walks in. And I know a lot of people don't know this, so I don't know if any of you know this. But when she is walking around the apartment with Roman, they go to the little shrunken head.
Yeah.
And he says, now it's just an ornament in my living room. And the ew part was improvised. When he says ew, it is totally improvised by him.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that they kept that in there, and I think it really fit the character well. So then we see Canary and Victor going to get the diamond, and then we see Cassandra again.
Yeah.
And she, is pickpocketing people along the street, and one of those people is Victor, and he has the diamond in his pocket. So she takes it without obviously knowing it's the Bertinelli diamond.
That's what I wanted to mention, but you're already talking about it now.
Yeah, you can add it if you want to.
You pretty much said it. That's what I think.
If you were adding something or not.
No, you already said it. So.
Yeah. So,
thanks a lot, Madi.
Damn it. So she finally gets caught, and she's put in in the back of a police car, and what does she do? She swallows the damn diamond. Now, remember what I said about her sitting in the place and her throat is dry? Because she swallowed it. And then we see them telling Roman that
it was a good idea to swallow a whole diamond, but
no one else is gonna get it.
For real.
Unless yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So then we see them tell Roman that everything happened with the diamond, and then first when Victor told Roman that Harley and Joker broke up, he kind of wanted her on his team or whatever. And then after finding out about the diamond, when they got Harley, he wants to now kill her because he can.
Right.
And while they're talking, whatever, again, she brings out her psychology from her brain, and she's like, "Oh, you're gonna tell me this because of this." And then he continues to go on, but she's like outsmarting him. And then he smacks her. I don't know if anybody has seen this movie, Moulin Rouge, but there is a little bit of a reference in the movie with Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend, that part of the film. It was a little nod because Ewan McGregor was in the movie.
Yeah.
So I thought that was great. He obviously sets a deal with Harley, but then goes behind her back and puts $500,000 on the kid's head to get that diamond back.
Not knowing she swallowed it.
Yeah, not knowing that it was swallowed, just thinking that the kid had it on her and whatnot. So then, I'm gonna stop that there before we get into the next scene because this is a completely different scene than that. So if anybody wants to jump in and add anything.
Yeah, this shows more about the police thing, but we won't go into
quite a chaotic scene.
Very, very chaotic, and like that's kind of the whole movie in general. But like again, it's showing that these women are smart. They're not just psychotic people. They know what they're doing. So
I like how this movie goes from comedy and chaos.
Yeah.
More.
And to serious shit too.
Like it goes into like these different emotions and
it really
comedy,
is roller coaster
chaos,
emotions. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I think anything else? I think we could move on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now we go back to the police station where Harley is going to get the kid. And I don't know if anybody notices, like at first before we hit this scene, when Harley walks in and asks for where the kid is, you see a poster in the back, and it just says "Wanted," and you see a guy's face on it, and you're like, "Who is that?" I mean, I obviously noticed when I saw it, but it gets brought up again, and when Harley goes to get the kid and walk out of the room, she looks at the poster and says, "I know that guy." It was Captain Boomerang.
Yep, Captain Boomerang.
I loved that reference. I absolutely loved that reference. And then she goes in to get the kid out. And then she ends up fucking with the system so bad because she just starts banging on it because she can't figure it out. She ends up messing with the water system and ends up opening up all of the cells. So everyone that has gotten fucked over by Harley and the Joker are now going after Harley.
Yep.
And then we see a group of men walk in that Roman had basically put the hit on the kid's head, and they wanted the kid so they could get literally $500,000.
Right.
And then we see them fight and everything, and then we see Harley going into this one room where the evidence room, I believe. And the best way that I could describe this one part, Harley hides behind like a bunch of plastic covered drugs, and they start shooting at it, and it just starts trickling down, and she sniffs it. And to me, Harley was like Popeye but with crack.
Yep. I was thinking
was
the
like-
same thing.
The best way that I could describe that scene is just Harley is Popeye but with crack. And then we see her finally get the kid back, and then it cuts to the third half of the film. So I'm gonna leave it to the floor if anybody wants to add anything. Julian.
You know, I got something to say about that. That was probably the funniest scene of the movie
Oh
for
my
me.
God.
I was laughing my ass off when I saw that. It was just like, and especially the Captain Boomerang scene. It was just like, hey, I know him. And then, oh my God. Like this, yeah. And again, this is like one of those scenes like where people were like, oh, Harley's just an idiot because she didn't know how to work the system and she just starts banging on it and fucked everything up and it released everyone. But again, you know, she kind of does know what she's doing in a way. This is all part of her elaborate plan. So that's all I really got to say. Yeah.
Yeah. Jaden or Jason, do you have anything?
Yep. Okay. Remind me of the scene.
Okay, Jason.
That kind of distracted me there. Remind me of the scene.
Family.
We're at the part where she's fighting all the biker guys.
Yeah, that she accidentally released.
I like that scene. I guess it was pretty cool. I guess I no comment on that.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, that
Now
kind of distracted me.
Now we are in the third half of the film, which I didn't really write down much. So if anybody wants to like add anything, just like raise your hand at any point. So Harley gets the kid in the van, and they're driving along, and then everything's going on, and then Harley then finds out that she swallowed the diamond. So then it cuts to them in a grocery store. And it's not like a Walmart, it's just like, like a local grocery store or whatever. And Cassandra's a little shit. Okay, she is a little shit. She, 1 minute is handcuffed to Harley, and the next minute, Harley is like, what?
Where'd she go? Yeah.
Like, what?
Like that's classic comedy movie right there, where you think you have basically the Home Alone. It's really just Home Alone where Kevin McAllister thinks he's following the family, but is actually not following the family, and that's he's in New York.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So then, after Harley kind of tells her like, if you try to run away, I'm like, would you rather be with Roman, who's gonna kill you, or take laxatives just to try to shit out the diamond? So she basically decides like, yeah, I'd rather stay with a person that doesn't want to cut me open. And she kind of asks Harley like, how do you get to be where you are? And Harley kind of like opens up a can of fucking worms on the kid. It's just like, there's no one like me. You have to become a psychiatrist and then fall in love with your patient and break him out and blah 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 blah. It's just like, oh my god, it's like kind of sad. But then again comes right back with some comedy, and she's like, "Suck it, tap water with a fucking cucumber in it for $6." I loved that scene. I thought it was hilarious. So then you kind of see them going to where she lives, which is above Doc's restaurant. And he's kind of like the only person that really cared for her, which again is very sad. And I love that he called her Lotus Flower. I loved that for Harley.
Yeah.
But they get up to her apartment, and she's like kind of teaching the kid her ways and like how to, I don't want to say be evil, but like not take shit from anyone and be able to take care of yourself on your own. Another thing I noticed was Bruce was absolutely adorable. I know it was CGI, but god damn it, he's adorable. In the scene where you see Cassandra go up to Harley's little dartboard with a picture of the Joker, and she doesn't know who it is, I was like, has this kid been living under a rock? How do you not know who the Joker is? And I think Harley was thinking the same thing. So yeah, that's that part of the scene. I don't want to jump into the next part, so if anybody wants to add anything, go for it.
No, I think you. Nope. I've got nothing else to say because
I
that was
feel like it's just me
Nope.
talking.
like you. That pretty much explains itself, really.
Nope, you're like taking over this.
Well, it's
Yeah,
her
I'm
podcast.
sorry. I feel
Yeah.
like you're taking over this.
Well, no, it's her. It's her
Yeah.
podcast. So also,
I mean,
so
After all. No, I'm kidding.
I'm just.
well, it's what did you?
Overall.
He muted himself.
What did you just say?
He said after all.
I said overall.
Oh, I thought you said after all. Oh, I got so scared
Still,
for a
I'm
second.
still ashamed of you. Anyway,
So
shame,
Harley gets a
shame.
backstory on Huntress.
Oh, here we go.
I think that the casting choice for her was perfect.
100%.
Absolutely perfect.
Best.
Phenomenal.
choice.
And you actually learn that she is Helena Bertinelli, and she was in the massacre, but she didn't die.
Yep.
One of the goons felt bad and took her in and trained her. And a thing that needs to be noted is the purple card that she had in her hand. She kept that with her. And that's all I'll say until we get into further scenes. But I liked that little detail that they added into that. Yeah, so there's that. And then we see her talking to Doc, trying to find Roman so that she could find Victor. Because he is on her hit list, on her kill list, actually. Again, if anybody wants to add anything, because I'm cutting to the next scene. No? Okay.
Yeah.
So we see Roman find out that Harley has Cassandra, but they disappeared. They don't know where she went or anything.
Yeah.
So he gets pissed. And this scene was, like, to me, very disgusting and, like, kind of scary. Not like I'm terrified, but, like, it's a scary thing. Again, it's not really much of a real life issue, I feel, but it's definitely an issue. So there's a woman named Erica who starts laughing, presumably at, whatever was said at her table. And Roman thinks that she's laughing at him.
Yeah.
And Victor's like, yep, she's laughing at you because he's fucking psychotic and wants drama. But Canary's like, she's not even laughing at you. Like, she's not. And he tells her to get on the table and starts dancing. And it's just, like, being really, really aggressive. And then he tells her to take her dress off. And tells the guy to cut it off. And it was just fucking disgusting. But it's very much in these villains' character. And that's the sad part, is you think you wouldn't see something like that. And this is the difference between DC movies and Marvel movies. Marvel movies have that same comedic effect, but not to the extent of DC movies. And Marvel movies are much later. They don't really talk about a lot of issues that DC movies do, and they talk about a lot of dark shit. But, like, this was, like, a scene I never thought I would see in a DC movie ever. So if anybody, Julian, you look like you want to add something to that, so I'll let you do that while I plug my phone.
Oh, yeah.
That scene pissed me off so much. Like, so fucking much. I mean, I know it's a movie and, they're villains and stuff like that. It's part of their character. Still rubbed me the wrong way, though. Rubbed my ass the wrong way.
Mm-hmm. Never thought I'd see you and McGregor doing that. That made it even worse for me.
Exactly. Like,
I did not want to see that scene again.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact
And Jaden, if you have something to add, you're on mute in case you're trying to talk.
No, I didn't even know this whole time.
Do you have anything you want to add?
Nope.
All right. Well, yeah. It's just.
It was a lot.
That's all. Yeah. Like I'm trying to think of something to say, but like I can't. I just can't think of anything to say.
That scene pretty much left a lot of people fucking speechless, me included.
Yeah. Like no. Like. And again, that's a real issue in the world. People are ignoring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God damn it, Harleen.
Language. English.
Okay, Captain America.
Who's that? We're not talking about Marvel today.
I'm always talking about Marvel.
You are Marvel.
Thank you.
You're Miss Marvel.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I couldn't help it.
So then we cut. Oh, I forgot to point out. So this is the outfit that Harley is wearing, by the way, in this next scene. Well, she's wearing it in a lot of scenes, but this one in particular. So we cut back to them at the apartment, and they're sitting there eating cereal, and then all of a sudden there's a knock at the door. And the kid starts freaking out because she's like, I thought you said they wouldn't find us, and blah, blah, blah. It turns out it's the police department looking for Harley. And then there's a guy outside, and he throws a bomb into her apartment.
Yeah.
And Bruce probably thinks it's a ball and goes after it. And that's what we see. We see it blow up. We don't know what happens to Bruce, which made me very sad the first time I saw it. And then Harley starts freaking out because she's like, no one knew we were here. How could this have happened? And then she comes to the realization that Doc was the only person that knew that they were there. So then she gets her stuff, she goes downstairs outside, and she talks to him, and she finds out that Doc sold Harley out. And then he says something about it's business and it wasn't personal. And Harley is like really fucking upset because the one person she thought cared about her basically sold her out and didn't actually care about her. And she kind of blames the kid for it in a way.
Yeah.
And then she says business is business.
Wow.
And then we see her at a telephone booth on the phone with Roman. And she's basically asking, if I give you the kid, I want protection. I want everyone off of me. I don't want this anymore. And he says, give me the kid, give me the diamond. You have my word. So she basically sells out the kid to Roman. So that's the third half. So if anybody wants to add anything before I continue on. Okay. We're good? Final half of the movie. Or the last half of the movie, I should say.
Here we go, man.
So we see Roman, Canary, and Victor in Roman's apartment talking about getting Harley and getting the kid and getting the diamond back. And then we see them in the car. And then Victor finds out that Canary was working with somebody else.
Yeah.
And then he calls Roman, and Roman has like a fucking mental breakdown. And again, this goes back to the fascination. Like, why does he have such a fascination with her? I don't know. I have no idea. But it was a little creepy because it's like, ooh, no. So then it cuts to the booby trap amusement, and we see that Harley literally tapes the kid to the toilet. And locks her in the bathroom. And then we see Renee come in, and they start fighting. And then Harley kicks her out of the window because of her sandwich.
Yep.
Don't mess with Harley and her sandwiches.
Seriously, like, is this
really going crazy for a darn egg sandwich? I don't even like eggs.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
that's the thing, though. was like, when you're eating eggs,
Eggs.
you're like, yeah, I want eggs. And then you're eating them, and then you realize you're eating eggs. And you're like, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, that's not excellent. I'm allowed one.
Now somebody wants to make puns.
Hey, I'm allowed to make one, okay? Shut up.
I mean,
So then after
overall,
that, we see Harley get a dart in her fucking neck. And she's like, put down onto the ground.
Tranquilizer.
Yeah, tranquilized straight to the ground. And then we see Canary go to the bathroom to get the kid, and she's trying to help her. She's trying to get her out. What is going on? Okay.
Wyatt's starting to call in the home chat.
Oh yeah, I'm not getting a notification for that. Anyways, so then we see Victor gets Harley onto the couch, and he also is acting really gross towards Harley. It was, again, a scene that left me speechless and disgusted, and I never wanted to see it again. And then he goes back to the bathroom and puts the gun to Canary's head, basically letting her know that I know what you've done. You're a rat. And I told Roman, blah, blah, blah. And so he walks. Yes.
People don't know about one thing people don't know about this movie is that Margot Robbie was one of the directors and producers of this movie.
Mm-hmm. She's taking control of her character.
She took control of her character. She told everyone like that scene with, Victor Zazas and on the couch and all that. Like, if the fact that she was okay with doing that, like, I don't know if she was the one that pitched it or she was the one that wrote it, but like,
I feel like. Again, this goes back to the advantaged thing. It's just something that needs to be talked about. Yeah. Obviously not like the same circumstances, but like, is this somewhere we're drugged or whatever,
Yeah.
So it was either her that pitched it, but again, I agree. The fact that she was okay with it was very shocking to me. Let's see. So we see.
He has the gun to Canary.
Yeah, so she goes out of the bathroom with Victor, and you see Harley starting to move her fingers, and she's getting some of her feeling back. And all of a sudden, you see Victor with a fucking arrow in his neck. And so the Canary just takes it and starts stabbing him, and then he falls. He falls onto the couch, and this is one of my favorite scenes with Harley ever. And she takes the tranquilizer out of her neck and just starts stabbing him with whatever feeling she has, and I love that scene so much. So he's finally fucking dead.
Yeah.
And then they're all coming together and talking about it because Roman actually shows up with an army. And the kid starts freaking out and crying because they're like, oh my god, they're all gonna fucking kill me. But then Harley's like, no, they're all coming after us because we all have done him wrong. Okay, so this is the last thing I'll say before anybody wants to jump in and I go to the next scene. They finally team up, and when they're trying to get their weapons and stuff, Harley opens up like a cabinet, and she's like, will this do? And they're like, no, it won't. And Harley finds out that the Joker stole her shit, and she's pissed. And then they find a trunk, and they get weapons and armor and blah, 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 blah. So, anybody want to?
No.
Again, I feel like I'm just me just talking. Oh, God, what's happening?
Now Josh is starting a call. Stop calling in the other chat, assholes. Anyway.
Anyways.
And seriously. Oh, my God.
I'm going to mute this chat.
Seriously. Anyway, yeah.
There, muted it.
Victor's dead.
Quite a way to end the movie.
Yeah. Well, it's not really the end yet, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, there's still more.
Well, wait, there's more. Yeah.
Wait. So then we see them fighting everyone, and then we see the purple car comes back up. Huntress gives Cassandra the purple car as like a comfort thing, and to focus on that instead of all the fighting and bloodshed going around. And I I fucking love the scene where they're mid-fight and Harley gives Canary a hair tie. I loved that. I absolutely loved that. And then, okay, so they finally fight everyone and they're about to get out. And then Renee gets shot. And they think, oh shit, and it's Roman and everyone else that's out there. And they grabbed the kid. So then, okay, I lost where I was in my notes. I apologize.
Yeah, boy.
So they grab the kid. She gets in the car, and Canary. They both run out of ammo. Canary and Huntress run out of ammo. They have like nothing left. And Renee gives Harley her gun to get the kid back, but she has only one bullet, only one shot to get this kid back.
Yeah.
And this is when we finally see Canary using her fucking powers. And it was the perfect way to do it, personally. And then Harley is, again, she's fucking smart as shit and she knows what she's doing. She saw that there was a wave of wind coming from Canary's powers. So she fucking squatted down in her little roller skates. The fucking stand just came off, but in her little roller skates, she just gets down, squats, and is zooming. And she has her ears plugged. She knows what the fuck she's doing. She's smart as shit. So then they goes after Roman. It's kind of a chase here and there. And they get to the docks.
Yes.
Or the pier, I guess. And there's a bunch of statues around. And again, Harley only has one chance, one shot to get this right. And Roman's talking and whatnot, and there's a bunch of fog everywhere. So she doesn't know what's what. She doesn't know if it's Roman. She doesn't know if it's a statue. And she thinks she finds them. And she shoots. But sadly, she shoots a statue. And then he starts fucking talking, and he's funny as shit in the scene.
Yeah.
Where Harley and the kid are having a heart-to-heart conversation. He just goes, ew. Fucking loved it.
Ew.
And then Cassandra says, I'm sorry, I stole your ring. And she goes, my ring? And she has a ring on her finger. Not a ring, but a ring from a grenade. And then Harley realizes it, and then Roman realizes it, and Harley literally yeets him off the pier, and then he explodes.
Yeah.
And the only thought that went in my mind was, oh my fucking god, he fucking dead.
That's it, he's dead.
Yep.
In the arms of an angel.
And that, okay, so I'm gonna stop that before I hit the next scene. So if anybody wants to add anything, feel free.
That's it, he's dead.
Oh my god, he dead.
That's it.
That was such a funny ass scene. It was like
It really was.
Another comedy scene.
I stole your ring. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could. That's a perfect way of saying "Here comes the boom." Shout out to POD fans. Anyway, moving on to the last part.
So the very last part of the movie, we see them. I believe at the same place that Harley was when she found out her friends were talking shit. But I feel like not many people put connections together. But this is just what that scene reminded me of was at the end of the Avengers film, the first Avengers film.
Yeah.
Where they're at the restaurant eating shawarma. That's what that reminded me of.
Yeah, with just the whole place just trashed and destroyed. Yeah. It was like, it's one table left. So.
And then we kind of see Harley goes off to do something with the kid because she's literally shitting out the diamond. And we see Renee, Huntress, and Canary kind of grouping together.
Yeah.
Which was great. And we finally get the Birds of Prey group that the title was. And then we see Harley taking the kid and stealing Canary's car. And kind of, Bruce is okay, by the way. We see him at the very end of the film. But yeah, so that's pretty much the end of that film. I also want to, I'll actually say this at the end for the review. But yeah, if anyone wants to add anything towards the end of the film.
Nope, just Harley being Harley.
Okay.
What a way to close it out.
So yeah, this episode was literally just me fucking talking the whole time. Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. Honestly, this is a good episode.
That's fine. Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess we can go ahead and move on to our final ratings and would we recommend this film to anyone? So, Maddie, since you talked 100% of the time, let's go ahead and start with you.
Okay. So I guess last minute review, amazing fucking movie. I thought the casting was great. Some details I wish they had added. So, I loved the colors and the aesthetic of everything because, again, when you think of a DC movie, you think of a dark aesthetic and everything like that, but it was so colorful and great. And I absolutely loved the soundtrack. I thought it was incredible because it was mostly women that made up the soundtrack. Again, I loved that. And I did mention this earlier, and I'm going to bring it up finally. This movie is very much a women empowerment or women group type of movie.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of superhero movies get it wrong. And one of those movies, and most of you in this call know how I feel about this movie, and we might actually review it. It depends on who votes for it. Was Endgame.
Yeah.
They had that women empowerment scene. It felt very forced, and this is done correct. This was how it should have been done. This is how you do it. And I will say this, Margot Robbie having control of her character was the best decision that has ever been made because she's trying to make it more comic book accurate. And that's how I'll say about that. I'm giving my final rating as well. I give it a 9.5 out of 10. And I give it that again because of details and things like that. So yeah. But I definitely recommend this movie to literally everyone.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and go next. Love the movie. I thought it was a great movie. I think it really showed how Harley became Harley, shows how deep her character is and how caring she actually is. She's not just this psychotic lady that was with the Joker. Shows her story about what happened when she left the Joker, how she formed the group, how all this happened. And for everyone that's like a lot of people are like the whole women empowerment thing. People think that this is an anti-men movie. It's not. It's not an anti-men movie. That's people that think that are just grow the fuck up. Anyway, so yeah, and that's all I really can say. I mean, the casting was great. The whole script, the writing was great. Margot Robbie having control of Harley was a good idea from the beginning. And she also had a lot of control when she was on the new Suicide Squad movie, which is awesome. So yeah, I think giving Margot Robbie the chance for her to do what she does best as Harley, I think it was the best decision that they have ever made. But as for my rating, I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 as well, mainly for the Victor Zaza stuff. That type of detail just got to me. Mm-hmm. Other than that, no complaints. All right, Jason.
Well, I mainly like the comedy here, but other than that, I think it's a decent movie. So 9.5.
Okay. And Jaden.
When I was watching the movie, I wasn't thinking about being empowered by men or women. I just shut up and watch the movie anyway.
Yeah.
Overall, we got to see a different side from Harley Quinn, who was obviously female. I never would have thought we would ever get a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah, because like especially with like older comic books, like she was always a secondary character, but like this is like now honestly when Warner casted Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn and they did Suicide Squad, this is her like this showed like okay, Harley is a good character. Yes, I'm gonna say Maddie.
I want to point out that before this movie was even made, there was a lot of rumors. We were actually supposed to get a Joker and Harley movie.
That's true, yeah.
But I think that the way that people felt about Jared Leto's Joker, they were like, probably shouldn't. But because people really wanted Margot Robbie back, we really loved Margot Robbie. She embodied that character very well in Suicide Squad, and she made it decent. She made that movie decent. And that, like, a bunch of other characters did as well, but the one thing you took away from that movie was Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. And we were also, it's still a rumor, we may even actually get this, is the Sirens. With her,
Sirens.
Catwoman, and Poison Ivy. So
yeah.
Who's going to play Catwoman and Poison Ivy?
We don't know yet. Again, those are still rumors.
We do know the Catwoman. We do know Catwoman. It would be the newer one, Zoe Kravitz.
No. Here's the thing, though. The Batman with Robert Pattinson, that's a completely different thing. That's not in the Birds of Prey universe.
Is Catwoman going to be played by Halle Berry?
This is a completely. It's the Batman movie is set in the Joker movie setting, basically. It's in that universe. Gotcha. See, the Harley Quinn, this one, it's set in like the Justice League setting because Jared Leto was in the Justice League movie, and it all ties together with that. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know you hate to hear that, Maddie, but like, if they did,
don't want Jared Leto back.
No one does. No one wants Jared Leto back. But it's the Birds of Prey movie is set in the Justice League, Batman v Superman, that type of universe. It's not in the Batman universe. That's a completely different thing. So the person playing Catwoman in this movie is not the same with Sirens. How funny would it be if they asked Halle Berry back?
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I forget that movie sometimes. It feels like a fever dream.
Dude, I just watched that movie again recently. I was like, here's the thing. It could have been a decent movie. It could have if they had good writing.
That's what I'm saying.
If the writing was good, it could have been a good movie. But nope, they had writers. There's a reason why that movie won 7 Razzies. 7!
Razzie.
Razzies, that's like the bad movie.
That's like the bad awards.
Yeah, and what's funny is Halle Berry was there to accept that award.
Oh, no,
Which
she knew it was that bad.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Boy.
I bet if Halle Berry was asked, like, would you ever play Catwoman again? She would go, if we get decent writers, I would consider it. That's what I think she would say. But like, if there was a Sirens movie, that's a good question. Who would play Catwoman and who would play Poison Ivy?
You know who should play Poison Ivy?
Who?
Uma Thurman's daughter. I liked Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, but I feel like her daughter could do just as great of a job.
Anyway, Jaden, what's your rating for the movie?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. I would recommend it to someone who likes Marvel movies or like any movies in general, where there's like a major female role.
I agree. All right. Ooh, this might be a weird one. What about Emma Stone
As
Poison Ivy?
Yeah, I like Emma Stone. I could see that, especially after Cruella. I can see it.
Or what's her name? Anya Taylor-Joy. Like she was in Queen's Gambit.
I've never really seen her work, so I couldn't really say yes or no.
I
know she's in The Witch. I still have to see that.
From how she does have the Poison Ivy look. I'm looking at pictures of like I just looked up actresses who could play Poison Ivy. Megan Fox is on the list. No.
No, please no. Please, I'm done with it. I'm not saying anything about it. Just no. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. But anyway. But yeah. So I guess from a thumbs up to thumbs down, would we recommend this to everyone? 1, 2, 3.
Recommended.
100%.
Absolutely, 100%.
So yeah, guys, that was our.
Jaden comes back to put a thumbs up. I love that.
Yeah, your camera was off the entire time. Oh god. All right. Well. Anyway, let's go ahead and. So yeah, that's basically it. That was our review of Birds of Prey. And for the love of God, if I get another notification about the home chat call, I'm going to break my fucking computer. Let's go ahead and get to our outros. Tell everyone where they can find us. Start off with Mr. Jaden Addison now that he has his camera on.
Oh.
Well, you can find my Instagram and YouTube channel at the description below. Follow me on Twitter at Jade__314. Follow me on TikTok at Jade314.
All right. Jason Bailey.
Thank you, viewers, for watching, and thank you, Home Chef, for interrupting our episode. And thank you for watching. And aside from that, thank you for watching this episode of the cinematic analysis while Julian is I think he's quietly going on a rant.
Yep.
But regardless, thank you for watching our review, even though Madi talked the entire episode. And
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. This is your thing. This is your thing.
I'm gonna mute myself.
It's gonna be worse for Marvel Month.
Anyway.
But
okay.
You can subscribe to our other two podcasts, Crash and Burn and Moshcast. We got some great episodes coming up for those. And Cinematic Analysis, which our next one will be announced at the end.
Yes.
Yep, I'll announce it at the end.
Yep, me and Maddie are going to announce it, and I'm so excited. So, Maddie, tell everyone where they can find you.
I go last. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Last. Oh, yeah, because you own this podcast. Shit. Well, you can find me at HeavyMetalJoker _HOH on Instagram. You can go follow me at HeavyMetalJoker on TikTok. I just started posting some stuff on there, which thank you guys for the views. Like 2 of my TikToks that I posted on my Instagram Reels just hit over 1,000 views, which I can't fucking believe. Which now I'm kind of rethinking the whole IGTV thing. I was like, man, I guess I should just start doing this from now on. But no, I'm not going to do that. But yeah, album reviews are coming back this Friday. Under Oath. Their album will be coming out, and that review should come out sometime next week. And a certain album review will be coming in February. Don't worry, it's coming. Okay, seriously, just stop.
Julian wishes it didn't, but it is.
Stop asking me about it. It's happening. Just give me time.
Where is that review?
Yeah, where is it, Julian? He's going to find it. Did you find it?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, go follow me everywhere. Skillet's album review is going to be coming. I have Jethro. I have a bunch of.
Where is it?
Shut the fuck up. I have my review for Korn, 3 Days Grace, Jethro Tull, North Lane, Animals as Leaders. All these different bands I'll be talking about, and a bunch of albums that will be added to my albums I missed list. I already have 5 on there already. So those videos don't start until August. But anyway. So yeah, that's my stuff. So Maddie, take it away.
Okay. Thank you all so much for joining this fucking episode. I talked a lot and I apologize. I'm gonna tell you right now,
it's okay.
Worse for Marvel Month.
Oh, it's gonna be awful.
So much worse. It's just probably gonna be me talking the entire time. And when Civil War comes up,
oh yeah, it's just gonna be Bucky.
Oh boy,
just Bucky.
Listen,
Berkey Burns.
I love Bucket Barnes, okay?
Bucket.
Yeah, that's what I call him, Bucket.
Bucket. We'll do it live.
Yeah.
Bucket.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really had a lot of fun, even though I talked a lot, and I apologize for that. I feel awkward talking a lot. I'm still new at this. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and subscribe to the Moshcast, where I am usually at sometimes. And you can find me on TikTok at BillMareTooth. You can find me on Twitch on BillMareTooth, and Instagram. God damn it. And Instagram at I'm_a_Picasso. It's like a Picasso, but with an M. And yeah, finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. We will be reviewing The Joker.
Hey, full circle.
So excited to watch it and review it.
God,
it was great.
You know what? That's gonna be an episode where I talk a lot. Seriously.
Yeah.
Because I know that movie like a fucking book. I mean, hell, I am the heavy metal Joker because of this movie. So, yes, thank you, Joaquin. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, guys. Oh, I'm so excited to talk about that. And I'm not even gonna be on the watch party for that because I've seen the movie.
Well, no one is. We're all gonna watch it by ourselves.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, HBO Max. Anyway, but yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching Cinematic Analysis. I'm Julian. That's Madi. That's Jason. And that's Jaden. We'll see you guys next time.
All right.
You just got possessed by Pazuzu.
What?
What?
Good sir.
What'd you just say?
Pazuzu.
It says you're still recording.
The Exorcist.
Thank you for watching.